welcome to Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I am Mr. Randy, and we're going to do a final check-in for my my new Still Austin mix. I have two mixes, and we'll just do a quick recap. So this is, I usually do a 50-50. I buy a bottle of bourbon, a bottle of rye. I do a 50-50 split, half of the bourbon in one, half of the rye in the other, and I mix them up. I let them marry for a week, 2 weeks, and I let them sit. Today we're doing a little bit of a twist. Actually, we're doing two twists to the whole experiment. So what we've done was let me just turn that around. So in this bottle, I have 60% of that bourbon bottle with 40% of that rye bottle. So I've just offset them just by a little bit. I understand the bourbon's not, it has the rye, some rye in it. But over here you have the 40% rye, or sorry, 60% rye with 40% bourbon. So I've kind of flipped the scales, you see. Now I'm wondering which one is better, the 60% bourbon over the 40 or the 40 over the 60. If you followed my channel, you understand that I absolutely love Still Austin. The bourbon, amazing. The rye, pretty good. The previous, the 50-50 mix I've made, beautiful. Now we're trying to see how can I make it a little bit easier, a little bit smoother, maybe a little bit spicier, depending on, moods, I guess. So here we are. This is going to be the final check-in for this experiment. We're going to go ahead every single day. I come in and I just take this bottle and I just tip it to agitate it. The same thing with this one over here. You just give it a little tip, agitate it. The second part that I've been doing is I only fill the bottles up about halfway. I know that looks a little bit deceiving. This bottle you can see is definitely taller, but this one's a little shorter, a little stouter. So these are roughly the same amounts, okay? So we're going to start off with the primary, the more bourbon of the mix. Ooh. So we're going to go ahead and have a pour. We're just going to have a pour. How about that? Have a pour. We'll let that sit there and we'll go ahead and sit there and let that breathe a little bit. On the nose, there's much sweetness from the bourbon, but it's also a little bit of that spiciness from the rye. This seems like a pretty good one. I do believe I mentioned that next time that I do this, I'm going to have a little, probably a 365. I don't have one of the bottles out right now, but I'm going to have one of the 375 bottles, and I'm going to do one where it's going to be 70% bourbon with 30% rye. We're going to push up that bourbon a little more so that it's a little bit more sweeter with just a little bit of a spicy, a little more of a balanced burr rye. I've been considering doing a 30% bourbon with a 70% rye. That's just only going to be, basically it's going to be a rye with a little bit of extra everything that's in the bourbon. Who knows? I might just go ahead and do the 70-30 and the 30-70 split. That may be my next deal with the Still Austin. On the nose, the 60% bourbon is nice. It's sweet with a little bit of spiciness on the back end. Let's go ahead and get it on the palate. Oh, I'm starting to think maybe that 70-30, 70% bourbon, 30% rye, that'll definitely be worth the venture. Go ahead and woo. Okay. Okay. So you can't get away from that rye spice no matter how you shake it. You're not getting away from that. So let's go ahead and go with the 40% bourbon with the 60% rye. Have ourselves a little bit of a pour. See. Now I know I didn't rinse that glass out. I should have grabbed another one. Just so, fair is fair kind of thing. But, I don't know, 60% rye. Considering what we just had here. Oh boy, here we go. Hold on, oh, I didn't bring my water in here? Oh no. Hold on a second, I got something over here. It's not water. There's no ice in it. That's old ginger ale. Oh, that's old ginger ale. Close enough, I guess. Let's go ahead and get on the nose. Hmm. 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 That is, whew, okay. That's some serious rye with just a little. It is different. It is obviously different. Not quite night and day kind of difference, but well, you can tell the difference for sure. This one has a more of a mellowness to it. I thought this one, the more of the bourbon would mellow out the rye, but quite the opposite. The higher bourbon with lesser rye has definitely made it very spicier, very prominent. Here you have, this is more of a mellow. This is like more mellow than this one. Maybe, do you think it may have been because, I mean, I know it's appearances, but they're roughly the same volume. It's just got a different base. This is a little chunkier on the sides. This one's a little taller. So these do even out right about in the middle. This has a much smoother nose. This has a much smoother nose. This is what I want my burr rye to smell like. I want my burr rye to smell like that. Let's go ahead and get it on the palate. We're ready for that. Let's do this. Mm. Mm. Oh, wait. I'm getting dill pickle. I love dill pickles, and I think I just bit into a dill pickle. Okay, now we're getting the bourbon and the rye. The burr rye is starting to come in after that. Up front, I'm definitely getting a whole lot of dill pickle. But now we're getting gums. The gums are tingling. The cheeks are tingling. That's pretty good. You know what? I think I will do this one again. I will do this one again, and we'll use the 70-30. Maybe the 70-30 over here will equal out a better, but then over here, I don't know. Maybe the 70-30 on both sides will pretty much even out. I like the nose on this one better. Whew, there's a lot more tingliness because it's the rye. The rye spice is definitely going to give you a lot more tingliness. And this one should be smoother. It should be much easier to drink with that a little bit of that rye tingliness in it. This one definitely got the nose. This one could be better on the palate. I don't know. I can't decide. I mean, they both got their good qualities. Like I said, this one's definitely got the better nose. This one, it's a little easier, but I don't know. I don't know. I can't call it. I can't do it. All I can say is that I'm very much interested in doing the 70-30 split, the 30-70 split. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hit me up. Tell me where you're at, what you're drinking. What do you think about this whole, this whole thing I've been doing? Do you like Still Austin? Which one do you prefer straight up, the bourbon or the rye? Do you like burr ryes? If so, hit me up. What kind of burr rye would you suggest for me to try? Well, as always, thanks for stopping by here at Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. Well, I don't know. I just don't know. They're good. But okay, so yeah, have a good one.